Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'll bring up the chat here, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day this morning. I'm waiting for Sally. I haven't gotten any messages from her today, so hopefully everything's going okay. No Chop Thursday today. Well, apparently, I forgot. I wouldn't do it anyway, but yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day. Good morning, Tim and Frankie's Finds and Mary O. Hope everybody's doing okay. I've got kind of a mess in back of me. Of course, you can't see it, so that's probably a good thing. I was going through all of my inventory and pulling out the things that weren't listed, whether they've fallen off or sorry, Frankie's Finds. Actually, I wasn't up at 5 this morning. I slept through my alarm. I woke up at, I think it was 6:15 or so. So it was kind of late this morning, but yeah, I was yesterday I was going through all of my the day before, so that would have been Tuesday. I went through all of my women's clothes and probably found about 50 or 60 items that weren't listed. So I went through those. I haven't listed any of them yet. Went through the men's clothes yesterday or last night and found probably another 50 or 60. So now I just have to go through my t-shirts, and then I need to go through my, I have a stack of like swimsuits, pajamas, bras. I think there's one that's pantyhose. So I'll have to look through those and just make sure that everything is listed. But I want to make sure everything is on. Yeah, actually, I woke up to the sun shining in my room, so that was good. But the good thing is I didn't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that was definitely a good thing. Went to bed at midnight, woke up at 6, so that's good. Sally, where are you? I know I was bad this morning because I didn't wait for her, but get started. Mary O says she wakes up at 4:30 every morning to get the hubby out the door for work. Yep, I used to do that too. I had my regular job, my 8 to 5 job. Um, I didn't have to be there until 8, but it was an hour commute one way. And so I would, you know, starting out, I definitely tested the waters and just tried to see, how early I actually needed to wake up. And of course, rushing around and trying to speed there and everything, and everybody else is trying to speed to the same place, and it's like I'm not going to do that. So I started waking up at, I think, at 5:30, and then it was 5, and then I think it was 4:30 at the end by the time I was at my end date. Um, so a lot of people called me crazy because I woke up so early, but I like to kind of ease into my day. I don't want to just jump in and start running. That's not good for me. I don't like that. Um, yeah, I understand, Mario. I completely understand. And if you can do that, if you like your job or if it's tolerable, then I say, yeah, go for it. I used to do the same thing. eBay was like my fun money. It was the extra money where we could go do things on the weekend, or um, I could fly out to California and see my kids, kind of on a whim, just because I had that backup, and that was just my extra money. Um, it was definitely um, what would you call it? Like a realization that, once I went full time, I didn't have that free money. So that took me some time to kind of comprehend that. Um, let's see. Jim Coon Cat is in the house. What? Blackberry Thistle Tea. Tiffany C. Hope everybody's having a good morning. I feel good this morning. I feel good. No, sorry. Every once in a while, I kind of get out of character. Um, Trying to figure out how to juggle everything. eBay seems to always get pushed to the end of the line. I hear you, man. I completely agree. Um, and I can't even, I can't imagine because I've been there, but, um, and I completely agree with, it gets pushed to the end, and, you know, you need to solve your storage problems. I hear you. I understand. I have a 3-bedroom house, and, every room is, I mean, I have my bedroom, but, the other 2 rooms they're taken. Good morning, Tracy. I think that's always a problem, an issue. Where the heck is Sally? Well, she's online.
Hi.
Hey, what happened to you this morning?
I'm sorry. I took a nap and then I had to take a shower because I have a doctor's appointment this morning.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So
That's fine.
sorry.
No,
I was running.
don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and sorry I dropped off out
I
of
know.
nowhere yesterday.
I was wondering what the heck happened to you.
My electricity went out, so
Oh,
I guess they were repairing stuff. So yeah,
wow.
it was out for like 2 hours. So yeah,
It makes it hard when it's really hot and you don't have a fan.
yeah.
Makes it kind of difficult
It
to.
it was actually cool yesterday though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
She had a slightly cool day.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, I have a question for
Yeah.
you.
What's your question?
My question is, so I have a Samsung Note 4 that's not being used. I'm wanting to sell
Mm.
it. But when I go to the listed items, I want to sell it on eBay. But when I go into the listed items, um, a lot of them say unblocked, um, and all this kind of stuff, which they actually sell better than
Sorry.
they sell better than just the regular um, like AT&T phone. The unblocked means that you can use it with any provider. So I have the unblocked code. I got that information. Um, and to go in and unblock it and put that code in, you actually have to use another provider's SD card, or I think it's an SD card, SIM card. So, and I don't have one of those. So what I'm kind of considering is, yes, unlocked. I was going to say like jailbroken, but that's not the correct verbiage. Um, so what I was kind of thinking was I could send that code, put in the description that if when it's bought, I will just send that code, um, with the item since I can't do it myself. I've already done the factory reset on it, so it's completely wiped and clean. Um, but I just want to, I want to make sure that that's in there because that is a selling point. Um, so I'm just wondering what you guys thought about that. Right. You always need a new SIM card. Right. Um, and I don't have a new SIM card, so I'm assuming, they probably have to get one from AT&T or, um, yeah, I understand, Tim. I just don't think I get the money that I would on eBay. So I don't know. I'm open to any suggestions or, anything that you have to, add in about that. Completely open to that because I've never sold a phone on eBay. So it would be a different avenue for me. So, um, but that's kind of what I'm thinking is just to add that unlock code in there. So if they do want to use another provider, it's it's open for AT&T. But if they want to use another provider, like Verizon, then that code is there. They get the SIM card. They can put it in there and punch in the code, and they should be good to go. About selling to a local dealer, will buy back in if in good shape. See, these Note 4s are actually going for about $200 to $220. And I don't think I would get that much from a local dealer. Um, from what I've heard, I would probably get maybe $75 to $100. I don't know. And then, of course, I'm like, okay, so you've got 30-day returns. Um, you have the Note 5, yeah, and you don't like it. I love my Note 5. I really like that phone. Um, but everybody each their own. Jeez, my daughter it's her birthday today, and she's 28 years old. I know, imagine that, 28 years old. Crazy. And she's my youngest. So, but there was a thing that popped up, for your birthdays, and it said that there was like 7 other of my friends that um, it was their birthdays too. It's kind of crazy. June 15th. Um, but that's kind of what I got going on today. You know, kind of it's out of my comfort zone to sell an item like that on eBay. But I think I could do it. I mean, I don't think it would be that big of an issue. So,
Sorry, I hear a buzzing.
uh-oh.
Boo.
Boo. Let me mute my. Now?
It's you. But it's all right.
It's doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a late hum.
Huh. Tiffany says my hubby has the iPhone 6 Plus, and it's a breeze to use with eBay. We just swapped for the day since I will be listing. Yeah, uh, whatever makes it easier for you. Tim says if you're going to list it, do it soon. You will see new cell phones coming out for the holidays, maybe due for college time. Actually, I have two daughters. My my oldest is she's 30. Well, she's not 30 yet. She's gonna scold me for that.
Yes, she is.
She is 29.
Forever.
She has three kids and married. Um, but yeah, she's 29. And then the and then my her name's Tina, and then Julie is 28 today. She's my youngest.
That's right.
And so she said, "Man, 28, that is so old."
Oh my God.
I'm
If
like,
she
"Girl, you
only
don't even
knew.
know. You don't even know." But and yes, I did have my kids when I was really young. I had Tina when I was 17. Was it 17?
Hmm.
Yeah, I was 17. And then I had Julie when I was 19. So two kids by the time I was 19 years old. Yes, that's very young. I couldn't even imagine, my kids. Um, I think Julie was 26 when she had her first, and Tina was what, 27? No, yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Too many numbers. Too early in the morning for that. Um, but I mean, it took them a lot longer to, you know, for the right time for them. I'm glad I had my kids at a young age because I'm not raising kids at you know not to say that that's a bad thing or whatever, but I'm not raising my kids when I'm 50 years old or 45 years. I couldn't handle that.
I don't think I could either.
Uh-uh.
My
I think
patience has grown kind of narrow.
they would be shipped off. I'd have to ship them to the colonies or something. I don't know. That's horrible. I shouldn't have said that. um, but I love them, and
Yeah,
they've given me.
Valerie had two girls and I had two boys.
Yep. Yeah. And
I'm
ours
just
was pretty much. I mean, my daughters were 23 months apart. How far apart are the boys?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
2 years. 2 years and a month.
right,
I guess. Yeah, 2 years and a
right.
month.
So, Tiffany says, I never wanted to have kids. Then I am 29, turning 30. I popped my first out. 10 months later, popped my son out. And now I'm 34. Too old for this shit. Hey, girl, I hear you. I hear you. My daughter, Tina, she has um, twins that are, I want to say 18 months or pretty close. And then she has another daughter that is 6 months today. She's 6 months old.
Oh wow.
Yes. They turned a year old and she had no, they weren't even a year old when she had them,
Right.
when she had Madeline. So yeah, she's got three kids. Um, And that's what she told me the same exact thing. She's like, Mom, if I don't have any kids by 30, I think I'm just going to get my tubes tied. I was like, you're crazy, girl. She goes, Mom, I do not want to be like old and, you know, and raising kids. And, I kind of really don't blame her.
Yeah. Well, they had she had PCOS,
Right.
and
They both do.
yeah, yeah, both Tina and Julie had PCOS, and but Tina got pregnant first, and it was just it was almost like
No, no,
no, Julie got pregnant first.
she did.
I
And
forgot.
she was 5 months along before she found out.
Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Maureen. Yeah,
Now
I forgot
Tina
about that.
actually went through she actually went through fertility treatment and stuff like that.
Hmm.
She didn't do the full in vitro or anything like that, but they did like timed intercourse, and sorry if that's like a bad word, um, but yeah, I mean, she ended up pregnant, and then she was like a fertile myrtle.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely. It's kind of funny is the 18-month-old girl, because they're boy girl twins. Um, she is smaller than the 6-month-old sister. So Kyrie is very, very petite, and Maddie is a big girl. She's
Yeah.
big, very big boned. So Frankie Spine says I had my first at 26 and waited 8 years to have my next and last, and it was harder with the second one, and that playtime was more difficult, but I think I was more patient with the second one. Yeah,
Hmm.
I completely agree. I think if you have, yeah, here's your sex ed class. I think if you wait, I think you can enjoy them more. Like with me, I don't even, and it's sad to say, and maybe it's all those years of uh, smoking marijuana. I don't know, but not to
You
say
did
I was
that
a
for
big,
years, huh?
yeah, like one year. It seemed like many years, but I think I don't remember a whole lot of that because it was busy. It was get up in the morning, get the kids ready, go to work, come home, do whatever I needed to do, make dinner, and it was just all like a flash,
Hmm.
So
Yeah, before you know it, they're grown up and have their own kids, and it's like,
yeah,
where did it go?
yep,
Yeah, I mean, I got to stay home with my kids a little bit um, when they were young, but I was really never the stay home type. I always wanted to have a job, um, so I did most of the time. But I still feel like I missed out a lot.
right.
But I remember you were just you were always on the go
Hmm.
when the kids were little.
Yeah, and then after I left their dad, then things were a lot busier because it was just me. You know,
Hmm.
I was supporting them, and they were teenagers, and they were girls, and so yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother story. But they're great kids, and you
Oh
know,
yeah.
they're they're awesome. I love them to death. Blackberry Thistle Tea says, I have one son. He will be 37 this year. The biggest joy of my life. That's right. That is right. I mean, they're definitely a blessing.
Yeah, they are.
So
Mine are the same. They kind of have my sense of humor. Like I think, anyways, I think they have my sense of humor, and just that I'm well. Like the other night, I think me and Job were playing music in the truck when we were coming home, and I was like, "Oh, I'm such a dork, I know," and he's like, "No, Mom, you're hip with the kids."
well, that's cool.
I was like, "Oh, that made me feel good," but
Yeah,
it's like I know that I'm a dork sometimes, and I can admit that, but my kids are like that too. They're not afraid to be themselves, and I'm happy for that.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's awesome, Tim. He raised his three nephew and nieces. I'm not sure how many of each there are, but anyway,
Oh,
um, he raised them, and his niece just graduated with a full scholarship to Florida State.
oh wow,
So
awesome!
that's
Congrats.
that's very awesome. Yeah, and that's the thing I say a lot. Is if you even if you don't literally have those kids, whatever child you're raising, you
Hmm.
know, um,
Those are your kids.
those are your kids. You have an impact on their life.
Hmm.
I actually raised my stepson, um, and partially raised my stepdaughter. And I was telling my daughter the other day, I was like, I hope I haven't talked to my stepson for we never seen eye to eye. We were always
Right.
at each other, but um, he didn't like me. I didn't like him, but I tolerated him because he was my husband's son. Um, but now that he's older, because he's probably about 35 or so, and he has a child. Um, I know he's probably never going to, approach me or, anything like that. But I hope that something that I did helped him, become a better man.
Right.
And maybe he'll understand, that all the things that I did for him, I didn't do them out of hatred. I did them because I was a parent.
Yeah.
So, but that's just
Yeah.
kind of,
Totally. I don't think any kid feels like probably feels like that you do something out of spite or anything like that. If I mean, because you guys, I mean, just because you guys don't see eye to eye, I think that he knows that you did it for his good.
right.
So good. Because you weren't,
That's
I
right.
mean, it's not that you didn't beat him or nothing.
Nope. Nope. I was just a little, he was very headstrong and stubborn, and he wanted, he did that. He used that whole thing, you're not my mom,
Hmm.
and the teenagers were pretty, those were pretty rough, but just
Yeah.
I had to deal with that because he was part of the family.
Yeah.
Um, that sounds good, Scott. 3 sabers and 8 goodwills to start the day. Sounds
Wow.
like you got a lot of work to do. Good morning, TJ. I hope everybody's having a good day today. I sold another 7 items.
You did? Well, great job, sis.
So maybe this will work for a little bit. I don't
Maybe.
think it'll be a I don't think it'll be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just something to me, and a lot of people might be grossed out about it, but I kind of think of it as a suppository.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm sure a lot of people weren't. But, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where, I'm selling stuff that items that haven't been, I haven't had any sales on them, and I've had them up for a year, and then all of a sudden, the price is a little bit lower, and people are, buying. So I'm trying to douche some of that inventory. Man, we're using all kinds of nice little verbiage today. But I'm trying to get rid of a lot of that stale inventory that's out there,
Yeah.
and you know, figure if this is a, you know, we got to try and see what we can see what I can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. I mean, I started messing around with my prices yesterday too. I haven't got any rewards from it, but I'm hoping I'm hoping that something will come from it because I'm so used to doing the sales every day. And but really, I mean, that was only taking me so far, and I'm not listing like I should, and I need to do that. But I just need something. I need something to
Yeah.
push stuff out.
Um, and that is, I did put a 5% sale on,
Did you?
and it was only 50 cents off of the item. So I was like, if that's going to bring in some more buyers, then, I
Yeah.
can do that. Um,
Right.
so we'll see what happens. I figure, I'll do this until I get back from California, and then kind of reevaluate everything, over that time. I don't think I'm going to be setting put it on vacation mode. I think I'm just going to do my handling time, and um, because I'm the one that
Just
does the listings, so I pretty much know I'm not going to be able to know about, like, measurements and things like that, but I do put those in my listing, so
yeah.
I shouldn't get that many, questions while I'm gone.
Right.
Um,
And if you do, you can always say, I'm not going to be shipping this out. I'm not going to be shipping this out until later, anyways. I will let you know.
right.
And you might lose some sales from that, but
Yeah.
that's just how
Yeah.
it goes.
I mean, I was considering putting, just ending all of my items, but I like having sales when, I'm gone. I like
Mm-hmm.
having that. Um, and so I was like, no, I'm just gonna adjust it and do that.
Yeah.
Frankie Spine says popping out babies, using a suppository, douching inventory. Great title for the show. I know. I know. That should get us at the top of the list, I would think. Tracy said, when we started, I was going to say let it rip because I already ate breakfast, but I didn't because Nikki wasn't here. Surprise! No, but I think if you use those kind of analogies, you really get I don't want to, this might gross you out a little bit, a true picture.
Man, you're working it
Uh,
today, aren't you, sis?
I'm in a mood. Watch out. Mike used to say, "Oh Lord, help us all." But hey, did you watch your show?
I did.
What'd you think? Don't want to do no spoilers, but
Wow.
yeah,
I couldn't believe that bitch took her to her house.
I know.
I I would have broke that car.
She was trying.
I know, but I totally would have yanked that hair off that bitch's head and something. She would have been hurting.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about the Handmaid's Tale. So
Yeah, I would have been
yeah,
I would have been tearing her up.
yeah,
I mean, and this is the thing, like, yes, I understand that she wants this baby and everything so bad, and she thinks it's going to save her marriage, which it's not,
right.
because we all know the commander's a freaking.
But that's the thing though, is and I'm sorry if I give any spoilers out, but um
If you haven't watched it yet, close your ears.
but that's the thing about the like the other lady that had the baby
Yeah.
and the girl, jumped on the
Hmm.
bridge. That's the thing is she didn't really care about the man.
No,
She just wanted the baby.
I mean, well, she kind of did.
No, because when they went to court, when they were like deciding his punishment or whatever, she went to court and said, "I want you to give him
Oh
the
right.
worst, the
Oh right.
worst punishment." So she didn't even care.
And they
She
cut
just
off his hands. Woo!
That's pretty
The
pretty freaking
Keepers.
harsh.
Have you watched that? The
I
Keepers.
I did.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's
Hmm.
interesting. It's very interesting. Um, but that was the finale.
Oh no, really? Damn
Yes.
it.
Can't win for
Damn
losing, I
it.
tell you.
Well, then I'm done with Hulu and I'll go back to Netflix. And then I'll watch Netflix for probably a good 6 months, and then by that time Hulu should be asking me back for free another month.
Yeah.
And then I could just binge watch everything.
There you go.
And they ask me why I
Um,
don't get much work done.
Jim and Tara Carey says when you extend your handling time, you can bulk add this information into your descriptions. If you don't add this, many buyers will ask why you haven't shipped on day two. That is true.
Oh,
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And so I will definitely add that into my description. I think that'll be good. Yeah, Tim says Friday through Tuesday, it's going to get ugly. They're now calling for 120 degrees by Tuesday. Yeah,
ooh,
that's pretty, that's up there.
I wouldn't want to be in that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is, I was I've been kind of putting off going anywhere this week, just because I want to be number one. I want to try and save my money. Number two, and I know if I go out, because there are things that I need to do and that require money. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm trying to just hold off, and I don't know why. I just I don't know, because eventually I'm going to have to do it anyway.
Right. Right.
So I don't know where that came from, but
But maybe it would be good to wait, and then you can like if you wanted to go to the bins or whatever, you could wait, hold on to your money, wait and save it for that,
right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah, I see. The thing is I need to go to St. Joe because my glasses are in, so I
Oh,
need to do that. And then there's
well,
there's
good.
other errands that need to get done, but I'm just trying to I'm kind of pushing it off and kind of
Oh.
waiting to see maybe if there's anything else that comes up that I need to do while I'm out, or that
Hmm.
way I don't have to make a bunch of trips.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
I know, and that's why another reason why I just try to stay at home, because it feels so good not to spend any money each day. Like,
Yeah.
when I was working my 8 to 5, I was spending on average probably about 40 to $50, because I would put gas in, I would have lunch, um, and that definitely adds up. And I would get reimbursed for my gas, or actually for my mileage. Um, but usually that was like 2 weeks out. So I
Hmm.
would still have to put that money up, up front.
Yeah.
So being able to get through one day, and not spend any money, I think that's awesome. So
I do it a lot. Can't spend
good
what you don't
morning.
have.
This is true. This is so true. Good morning, Tessa. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome, welcome. Blackberry thistle tea. That keepers, is that a series, like a season, or what I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like it has
It is
different.
a series. A
Yeah,
series.
it is a series.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just thought it was like a
You weren't
documentary.
sure if it was a movie?
I don't know. I thought it was just like, because it was to me it was almost like a documentary type show.
Oh.
So I thought it was just like a one and done type of thing.
Hmm.
So Tim says, one avenue I'm trying to find out example sports items, like all the Cavalier NBA championship stuff, pre-made, that can't be sold since they didn't win. I heard companies sell in bulk to other countries.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out. Oh, Blackberry Simplicity says she binge watched it. It was like a 7-parter. Huh.
Hmm.
I'll have to go take a look at that.
Maybe something like how some of the Stephen King movies come out. They have like several parts to them.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like something like that.
right. Yeah, Tracy Atkinson said, "Oh yeah, working lifestyle costs a whole lot more and staying home, daily coffee, breakfast, more expensive lunch, dinner meetings, picking up the tab. Yuck. Enjoyed it then, but glad it's over. I hear you. I hear you. And that's the thing too is when you're working like that, yes, you're working for someone else to make, somebody else rich, um, or to make them money. And I just, I've gotten burned a few times with bonuses. I, worked my ass off trying to get these bonuses and stuff. And, uh, you know, after all this work, then I wasn't eligible. Yeah. And I think I just got burnt way too many times. And I knew that I could make this work. I knew
Yeah.
that I could make it work. And, so, and, thank God, Mike was the one that pushed me over the edge.
Hmm.
Wow. Tim says, I was at Starbucks the other day behind a woman, cost her $9 for a latte. I'm sorry. Never even if I was a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I used to do that. When I first got here, I would, do the whole Starbucks thing and everything, but then it just costs so much money.
Oh, yeah.
So now what I do is I treat myself every time I go to the airport, whatever airport it is, I get a Starbucks. But that's the only time I get a Starbucks. It's like
And then if you go to Las Vegas,
I get a Bloody Mary. I get to smoke a cigarette in their lounge.
yep.
So
$2.76. That's really not that bad.
no, it's not.
I mean, even for a large coffee at my work, it's $1.48. A large coffee, which is 24 ounces.
Right. I'm gonna go let the dogs
Okay.
in. Ooh, let the dogs out. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Valerie, when she goes to Las Vegas, she always calls me and says, I'm getting my Bloody Mary while I'm smoking my cigarette at the bar. I'm like, dang it. I want to be in Las Vegas right now. Oh, man. Left it on the table. I would have said, there's too much pepper in this. Replace it.
Elvis, knock it off.
Yeah. I like the iced coffees. But I can make my own iced coffees. I'm just lazy.
What you
You can make
saying? I'm lazy?
no, I said I'm lazy.
Oh,
I I can make my own iced coffee. I know how. It's very easy if you have one of those French presses. So good. If you love that strong coffee taste. Ooh, so good. Tim goes to Vegas monthly. $30 French toast.
oh my gosh. Yeah, where's the 18 karat gold?
Holy moly.
Yeah, I like to do the slots.
Oh, yeah.
I like them so much that I try not to play because I'm,
Once you get that itch.
oh man, I'm a heavy hitter too. I mean, I don't, I try I try not to do the dollar slots because that can really kick your ass. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I keep it under control. I actually have a casino that's about 10 miles down the road, but I will not go there because I'm so scared that I will be like completely addicted. So I won't go. I'm so
Good
I'm
idea.
so I'm so serious. I mean, I have thought about it and I'm like, maybe I should just go to the casino. I'm like, are you freaking crazy?
It's only
No.
10 minutes from your house?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
wow.
like down the road. But I can't go. Nope.
Because then you would have
Be-
no money.
Because I would have no money and I would be like one of these crack whores running around these casinos. I'm
Oh
like,
my
no,
God.
no, 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 no. And that's me. I have a very addictive behavior. I
I
have
do
a
too.
personality. And when I find something that I like and I love, I'm right there. I'm just like all in, here's all my money. I'm gonna win big, and then when it doesn't happen, it's like, holy shit, what am I gonna do now? No, I can't do that.
And then you get down on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you definitely have that buyer's remorse, and you know, so I just don't do it.
Mhm.
I just try to, stay away from those places. Now, I do put in, if I do go to Las Vegas, I'll put a couple of bucks in a machine, but I just try to keep control over it.
Do they have those in the airport?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have a whole like casino. You literally cannot smoke. You can't smoke in the airport. You can smoke in the lounge. So they have like an area, a restaurant basically. It's just for drinks. But you have to buy a drink. So whether it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a water, you still have to buy a drink.
Hmm.
So I buy the drink and I sit down and have, you know, try and get as much nicotine in my system as I possibly can before I have to go on the next flight. And then I'm good. So, and if I fly out, I try to get a Las Vegas flight because I know that I'll be able to smoke there. Now, this next
Yeah.
one, I didn't get a Las Vegas flight. Um, or Maureen, you're lucky you live at the beach. I would
Yeah.
love to live at the beach. I would love to be at the beach. That would be so awesome.
You can go through that money so fast when it's on the machine.
Oh man,
It's like it's a lot faster than if it's in your purse or wallet.
yes.
If it's
Yeah,
already on there, you're like, "Oh, what's the big deal? I'm just gonna play a little bit more on this, and then I'll
yeah.
cash it out."
Oh yeah. And then you lose it all. Man, that's nice, Maureen. I would so love that. That's like my dream is to end up at the beach somewhere. Well, like with a house, not like beach bum. Might even do the beach bum. I don't know. No, kidding. But yeah, I got all of my packages packaged up, but one Um, I can't find it.
You can't find it.
Well, see, this is the
Have you
problem.
looked?
Well, yeah, I've looked.
Oh no.
This is the problem, though. Like, when I was listing those 35 and 20 day and all that, but that all builds up. My mistake is when I do that, I don't put them because I like to put everything in bags, little Ziploc bags or whatever. So I don't do that when I'm doing, because I mean, you're taking all your time doing your listing and you don't have time for nothing else.
Yeah.
Um, so I've got these two totes that are full of items that aren't bagged up. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a bikini bottom. It shouldn't be
Mm,
that it shouldn't be that difficult to find, but I'm just having problems finding it.
yeah.
So, well, that's pretty cool, Blackberry. She had so many comps in Vegas that she never had to pay for a hotel or meals for like 5 years.
Wow.
That's nice. That's awesome. Yeah, you couldn't not go. That's right. Because if you didn't go, you'd be basically losing money. Um, because you get those comps, basically when you go and you go spend money, they give you those comps. So I completely agree. I mean, you can't not go.
Yeah.
Um, I like Vegas. I've always liked Vegas. Um, but like I said, it scares the shit out of me too. So I did. We actually did a St. Patrick's Day in Vegas. That was crazy.
When did you do that?
That was nuts. Went with,
Was it when you went with Amy and Kwanda?
yeah, no, I don't think it was Kawanda though. Maybe it was Kawanda. I think it was Kawanda. It was me, Amy, and Kawanda. Yeah. Um, that was crazy, but and had a blast.
Yeah.
But
Got liquored up?
I really didn't get. I think I was at that point in my life where I didn't. I knew I didn't need to get drunk to have fun. I was at that point,
Right.
and so and being in a unfamiliar area and all that, I don't trust people, and I figured, they would be drunk anyway, so I figured, just I just stay. I had a few drinks, but I didn't get sloshed,
Yeah.
so that was good. Blackberry Thistle Tea says my plan was to retire to Vegas, but plans change. Yeah, that's the truth. They do.
Well, you kind whatever I don't speak for everybody, but like part of this business makes you want to um, kind of not just run out and blow all your money in one spot. You kind of start, pinching pennies a little bit tighter and um, and with the retail arbitrage and the you know even doing thrift stores and stuff like that, you see that you can get stuff that's cheaper than what you can in the store. So it's kind of almost a habit now,
Right.
to try and get it for cheaper. You don't want to pay the full price, so it's kind of in your
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of just a habit now.
Right. Right. And you try to hold on to every last penny,
Yeah.
because
and you want to make it count. I mean, if you're gonna go somewhere and spend a lot of money, you want to, go to a nice place and, or go where your family's at, or, you know,
Right.
like, how Nikki's going to the Steam show and, they're putting all their money, I'm sure, into that,
Right.
and,
Right.
their vacation time and everything.
Hmm. I just, that's the thing about you have a few more options, I think, with this. You have something to work towards. You have
Mhm.
some goals that you want to. I just seen Jack's last message. Do you ever wonder about the people that buy all this crap we sell? I'm astonished at some of the things people buy. That's how I've changed since reselling. I completely agree.
Yep.
I mean, 10 years ago, well, probably about 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I never would have thought, you know, selling it didn't even cross my mind, so, selling used clothes on eBay and people buying them, or
Yeah.
selling used anything basically for that matter. Um, yeah, but they buy it.
Hmm.
I think that's what, kind of the way of the world is going is, people are trying to hold on to that money as much, for as long as they can, as much as they can. I think people are kind of getting out of the blow and go, you know, stage. Um,
He says that, and I get so sick of and tired of stuff. I'm to the point where I have hardly anything that's not for sale. Just so much damn stuff.
yep.
I understand.
Yeah.
I got lots of damn stuff too.
That's kind of the thing with, when I leave here, I'm going to have a truck. I'm not getting a trailer. I'm not renting a trailer. I'm going to have a truck. And the everything that I own is going to have to fit in the back of that truck. And that's a scary thought because I'm thinking, I've been here for 8 years. How in the hell am I going to put my whole life in the back of that truck?
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I'm not sure that
Yeah.
way.
Gotta figure it out.
Yeah, Tracy says I'm not a spender at all, but do you see when you go to garage sales how much stuff people have packed in them? Seems they can spend enough money. Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Angela.
Before I started dumpster diving, my garage was empty. It's crazy, but I had maybe 5, 6 totes and a Foot Locker and my bike. That was about it.
Yep.
It's not that way anymore.
But I think you've got, for the time being, I think you've got a good outlet to, to get your items and,
Hmm.
so ride that train while you got it.
Yeah. Choo
Uh,
choo.
Jack Jack Smack says, it makes me wonder how in the hell they pay for all this shit. I make decent, I make decent money reselling and made a lot of money when I still work corporate, and I couldn't afford to live like some people do. I know. I think that's a lot of times, that's, you get these people that, and there may be some people out there, and I don't want mean to offend anybody or whatever, but you get a lot of people that they don't. A lot of people are living with parents.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the millennials have figured out that they're better off staying at home rather than being on their own. Um, and so I think that's where a lot of that is coming from. Just spending money and
Tracy makes a good point. She says, I think some people replace shopping with um, knitting, sewing, reading,
yep,
playing games. People used to play board games all the time, and now it's kind of a rare occasion, to play a board game.
yep.
Um, it's definitely, uh, I mean, if you watch Hoarders,
Hmm.
most of those, I just watched an episode yesterday where this guy, he had the intent to sell stuff on the internet. He was intending to sell things on the internet, and that's why he bought them. So it was really hard for him to let stuff go, just throw it away, and but he did it because bottom line, he knew he had turned into something that he didn't think he was going to turn into.
Right.
What's going on in the chat?
Tim says, ask yourself this: do you remember the first item you ever bought to resell?
Oh,
Mm,
no. I wish I knew, though. I see, I didn't start out buying until later.
I'm trying to think.
I started taking what I could from what I owned already. So my kids' jeans went first, then I went through all my jeans and sold a lot of them. And then I started in on any electronics that I had. Um, I basically sold off everything that we didn't use. Um, Man, I wish I'd remember, because that could probably teach me a lesson. It would be nice to go back. I wish that eBay would, um, you know, save that stuff for us.
Right, right. I think it's important because you kind of, see where you were at that time and then
Mhm.
kind of see how far you've come. I think they should do that. Something like memories like Facebook does or
Yeah.
something, you know.
Remember when you were trying to sell this piece of shit?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, but yeah, I mean that I'm trying to think of the like let's see, I've used eBay since like 2006, but I didn't actually start reselling until what, 2000. When did we start this, Sally? 14 or 15?
2015.
Okay. So, I don't know. I can't think. I mean, I had a lot of things. I think probably the thing that kind of sticks out in my mind is that bomber jacket that I had
Yeah, yeah.
that I bought for it was. It was in a box. It was raining. It was muddy, and I pulled it out, and it was actually a bomber jacket, um, military issued, and I pulled it out of there, and I said, "Well, I think I might be able to do something like this." I paid a quarter for it, and I sold it for it was close to $100,
Yeah.
if not $100. But yeah, I mean, and that was like, okay, I can make this work, you know. So those are the things that, of course, you don't recognize the small items that you sell. It's those bigger items that are,
Yeah.
kind of an eye opener and says, "Oh, I think I might have
I've
something here."
sold I've sold a lot of stuff. I got real heavy into remotes, and I've sold a ton of remotes. Um, my one of my I remember one of my first big sales was a a VHS cleaner.
Hmm.
Was it a cleaner? No, it was an adapter for those
Right.
VHS-Cs. If you ever find those, they still go for good money. Um, VHS-Cs adapter, and I had two of them for a video recorder that I had. So I think I sold one of them for like it was like $75 or something.
Hmm.
I was like, what the hell? Who in their right mind? Who would pay that much for this? This is
Yeah.
like so old. That was my thing. I was like, this, this is like so old. Why would people pay money for that? You know,
Yep.
now it's almost a challenge to say, do you think somebody would pay money for that? Yeah, I bet you they would.
Yeah.
One day. It just has to be the right person, but one day.
Yep. That is very true. Well, thank everybody for coming in. We got a good little audience. It's not that little. It's like 35 viewers, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yep, give
welcome
them
to
money
everybody.
remotes.
Oh, yeah. The Gilmans were my idols
Yep.
when I first started. I watched all their videos a couple times.
This is so true, Jack. There's always some Fruit Loop out there that just has to
Mm.
have it, whatever it is.
Yep.
Ah, but it definitely took me some time to kind of figure out. I mean, yes, everything sells for the right price, but I mean, you still have to have an eye and you know some maybe common sense, to get the things that are gonna be good sellers. I guess that's
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say. Grandma Magic Classics. I am a saver. Grandpa's not. Causes issues. Hoping to get him on a budget and debt free, but as a lifelong frugal person who saved for things I am, it frustrates me.
I think
Yeah,
she says I am frustrated,
yeah,
or he frustrates me.
yeah,
Something along those lines.
yeah. You're frustrated. I understand. Yeah, I was always, I kind of changed my tune, I guess, after the kids grew up and everything. But I guess as you get a little bit older, you kind of realize, if I could just save a little bit, I can get that, instead of having that um, instant gratification, save a little bit for it and you can get it for pretty much a cheaper price. Um, so,
Okay, Jack Smack says, so since I've dragged on customers about buying stupid shit, it's confession time. What stupid stuff have you bought?
oh my God.
I know one thing.
That
VTech shit.
Oh, yeah.
VTech. Or was it VTech?
Yes.
I kept buying these lots of VTech. It's like a console for toddlers. And I kept finding them for, a couple of bucks up at the freaking Salvation Army, buying them. And I was selling them for like, I don't know, 35, 40, 50, something like that. And every damn time those things would come back to me. Finally, I sold them and they didn't come back. But there was this one that I sold like 3 times because they couldn't even. It was either that they couldn't figure out how to hook it up, or they didn't think they had the right cords, and I was lying to them about having the right cords, and it was just a bunch of shit for nothing, basically.
Yep.
So, what about you, Valerie?
Uh, mm, I don't know.
Grandma Magic Classics, if you have VTech, just throw it in the trash.
Scrap it. I would say for selling, it was probably records.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're still in there waiting to be listed, and I just have no desire.
Yeah.
No desire to listen. I have no interest in them, and I don't know
Yeah.
why I bought them.
And there's not really a whole lot of money unless you have something good and it's in collectible shape.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple of records up on my eBay right now, but they're old and they've been listed as old.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there was this one that I sold that it was that, um, the one about the doll or whatever. It had like a doll on the front of it, and um, it was this doll that was it wasn't a Barbie doll, but it was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was before Barbie, I think. It was from the 40s.
Right.
And this this record cover had like mold eaten through the front of it, and then it was actually getting on the record and then going through the back.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
just tried to clean it as good as I can, and then I listed it and I sold the damn thing.
Wow.
Tequila.
Yeah. There's a lot of things out there that I had no interest.
Yeah.
That's weird. That is really
I'm gonna
weird.
have to get going.
You're gonna have to get going. Why?
I gotta go to the doctor.
Oh, you're gonna leave me all by myself?
I'm sorry. Somebody come on here with Valerie.
It's okay, Tracy. I understand. I need to
Such
go feed my cat real quick.
huh?
I need to go feed my cat real quick.
Okay.
Can you
Oh,
wait? Can you wait just a
feed
few
your
minutes?
cat. Feed your cat.
No, what is that? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, hurry up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. What is that false graph factory? What is that? Is it a brand that I'm not recognizing or something? Oh, you use them as fillers. Yeah, that makes sense, Tracy. I have some records. I don't have a whole lot. I have probably maybe 20, but I don't have, I maybe have 3 or 4 on eBay. Um, and they're not, I think one's Loretta Lynn or something like that. Well, come on, Robin. You said it first. Uh, dishes, huh, Tim? I've heard that blue flower stuff goes pretty good. My husband, when he had an eBay, he had a whole bunch of um, teacups, and they were like just a teacup with um, a little, whatever you call it, a saucer, and that was the whole listing. And well, Robin, well, dang it. Um, but he would sell a teacup and a saucer for he could get 15 out of it, which it wasn't bad. Some of it was Japanese stuff. We just got a whole lot that we got for free, so it was all free and clear stuff. Mm. Hello, Diana. They're talking about dishes.
Washing dishes?
No, they're talking about dishes.
Food
Selling dishes.
dishes?
Selling
Oh.
dishes. All right. Well, everybody have a good day. I'll see you later.
Have fun at your appointment. Tell
Sure.
June hi for me.
Okay. Bye. Love you.
Love you too. Yeah, Grandma Classics. I understand. Sometimes that's the thing that scares me too about going to St. Joseph is it's probably 50 miles from here, but um, it's it's a larger town. Have a lot more um, items there. What do you call it? It has like malls and just a higher concentration of people and more stores and things like that. So I try to stay away from there because there's a Goodwill there. There's other thrift stores there, and I know I'm when I go into a thrift store, I have no budget. I'm just like, and I tell myself that before I'm going there. Okay, you're gonna, you know, concentrate on things that are going to make you $30 or more, $20 or more, something like that. Um, but then I find good stuff, and it may not be, high dollar stuff, but it's still, bread and butter, and it's good stuff, good brands, and everything. And I just, you know, all bets are off basically. So, so I try to stay away from those. Or if I do go, it's going to be, like a monthly thing rather than, you know, I try to stay away from St. Joe. If I do go there, I try to basically bundle all of my errands into one day. So I'm not going out every day. Um, that saves on gas, it saves on um, time, because if I go anywhere, that's an hour there and then an hour back, and then plus however long I'm staying there. So that's, could be 3 to 4 hours that I'm going to be gone. And that's taking a chunk of time out of my um, out of my day or my listing time. So sorry I changed the subject. Looks like it's still going on, so that's good. But I just try to stick with that, and try to be frugal in that way. Try not to go out every single day. I did make a somewhat of a schedule as far as what I wanted to do, um, how I want to run things, changing things up a little bit. Also, plan on going to the Goodwill outlets um, once a week, maybe, or at least trying once a week, and do that rather than go to thrift stores. Um, because I think I can get more for my money at the bins. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. And then I also needed a day where I can clean the house, clean the yard, concentrate just on that. Um, and so I'm trying to kind of work something in with that. Um, see what happens. I might have to adjust a couple of things and redo that schedule, but as far as right now, we're just going to work with that. Maureen says, "What are your favorite brands of clothing?" Mm, I like Coldwater Creek. It's a good seller, and I try to do a lot of um, plus size clothing. Um, I don't know where Eric is. I know that his son is out of school, so I'm assuming that he might be sleeping in, or he might have went to an auction. But I don't really know. Um, I send out an invite to Eric, Dusty, Jim, um, Nikki, and Jim and Tara. Sometimes they're able to come on, sometimes they're not. People are busy. I was actually considering, moving the time back an hour. So, like starting the show at 9 and then it would be over at 11. But if I did that, I don't think Sally would be able to be on the show very often because she gets off of work usually between 6:30 and 7, and um, that's my time here. Over there, it would be 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that's kind of pushing it for her because I know she's got to get things done and get to bed for her next shift. So probably not going to do that. Um, and 8 o'clock that works pretty good for me, especially if I'm up by 5. I, should have things done and taken care of by 8 o'clock. Um, well, everything that needs to get done. See, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I see that there's certain clothing name are flooded and prices are all over the place. I also think it's more established. The more established seller does better with clothes than someone new like me. I don't know. I don't know that that's true. I think you just keywords is big on that. Um, I'm sorry, I probably did. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Is it better now? Mm, since I came back now, I can barely be. How about now? Is that better? Is that better? Not really. Well, shoot. It's probably me. I think you do have to have a following somewhat, or the brands that you sell have to have a following. Um, but I just think that that's why I do so much, um, and so across the board, because I feel like, I want to be that have that variety so that anybody um, that comes in and looks at my stuff, um, can look and see, yes, she has plus size, and what kind of plus size, and I'm very specific on my categories, um, and that's one thing that I had to do, but I just don't think it depends on um, I think there's a lot of variety, a lot of variables. Robin, let's see, Grandma Magic Classic says she might have to get a job outside of eBay, and she doesn't really want to. Um, I completely get that, and I do understand that. Um, yeah, Amazon is in fire. Yeah, eBay, on the other hand, I think you have to change things up. Um, I think you do have to change things up, and uh, rather than stay with one business model, um, I think you have to try different things. And that's why I always am listening to um, YouTube videos when I'm listing, when I'm just on the computer. Um, you know, I'm I'm trying to change it up. I will admit, this is not my only income. I do have another income coming in. It's a small income, but it's still, it's something that helps me pay the bills, and I don't have any other, you know, um, dependents or anything like that. But it's tight, and I will say that it's definitely tight. Um, and I have considered, going out and finding a part-time job just to kind of cushion things. But then my mind starts getting busy, and then I start thinking, okay, so if I am working a 4-hour job and um, so that's going to take away, not to say that I spend every second working on my eBay, but that's going to take me away from listing and it's really not what I want to do. So I need to revamp. I need to do whatever I need to do to make sales. Um, and if that's doing something drastic that a lot of people might not agree with, then that's what you got to do. Um, and that's basically what I had to do. I had to adjust my prices, um, put things lower. My thought was, okay, so this is what I did, just for anybody that doesn't know or wasn't here yesterday or whatever. I repriced everything at $9.99. The majority of that was clothing, and this was my thinking was, if I have something, a skirt listed at $15.99, and I have best offer on it, um, I don't pay for shipping. The customer pays for shipping, but with best offer, more than likely they're going to offer me $10 anyway, or less. So what I did was and I know it sounds crazy, but I put everything at $9.99, took off the best offer, um, and it stimulated something. And it may just be like a fad, maybe people are just seeing that price for the first couple of days, and maybe it'll kind of wear out and people won't be excited about it. But my sales have gone up. I've sold about 20 things this week, which is pretty awesome because I usually sell about four, I would say probably 3 to 4 items a day on average. And now, it's Wednesday, well, it's Thursday morning, and I've sold 20. That's To me, that's awesome. Um, I'm a magic class. If things don't change, I'll have to move down south alone because I'm too old for this bullshit. I hear you. I understand. Well, that's the thing too is you gotta do whatever works for you. If you feel like you need to get a job because that's what it's going to take to be able to pay your bills, then you got to do what you got to do. And if you have to just sometimes you have to do that. And maybe it's not going to be forever. Maybe it's just so you can get over this hump, and then you can not work again, or quit that job and get back in eBay. I just I feel like that if I'm a licensed respiratory therapist. So yes, I could go out, contract, and go to different hospitals and work and get back into that rat race. And yes, I would make more money. Yes, I would be a little more comfortable, but it's not what I want to do. It's really not what I want to do. And as long as I can, pay my bills, my monthly bills, and um, have a little bit of money to put in for gas and buy my groceries and things like, I'm okay. Yes, we all want a little more money, but I'm okay with that. And I feel like if I just said, I give up, and and this is just me. If you do you, and you do whatever you need to do. I'm not saying that you know that's not right. I'm saying for me, I feel like if I went and got another job outside the home, I feel like I'd be giving up. And right now, after Mike died, and that whole thing went down, he was the one that encouraged me to go full time. And so I feel like that if I let that go, it would kind of be all for nothing. I don't know, just my thinking. So I don't know. It's up to everybody's got their own situation. You've got kids, you've got responsibilities. You've got more responsibilities than a person without kids. Um, because you have to make sure that they eat and you know have clothes on their back and and everything. And I completely understand that. And you do whatever you need to do. Um, do you think it's the lack of promotional offers we're getting that sales are down? No, I think that a lot of people are just they're not buying because they're on vacation. When I go on vacation, I keep my money close, really, really, really close, because um, I want to go on vacation, and have to um, I want to use that money for vacation. So I think a lot of people are just kind of holding on to their money a little bit tighter. Um, but then people buy too. So I don't know. Uh, a 6 month full time temp assignment a month ago because she had to. I have a daughter in college, and my youngest just turned 16 and will need a car soon. And now I have to fully support my dad. And that's, you have to do whatever it is, whatever it takes, you have to do it. Um, you have a lot of people um, depending on you. Um, One thing that I would recommend is, and you may or may not want to do this. It's just my recommendation. Is that you have your 16-year-old get a job, a part-time job on the weekends. I think that's great. It gives them, definitely gives them a sense of um, money and what things cost, and what you can afford and what you can't afford. I feel like I kind of did my kids a disservice because I didn't want them to work because I was under this impression that I wanted the kids to enjoy their high school years, um, and make memories and things like that. And I don't think that was the right thinking. I think I should have um, encouraged them to get a part-time job. Um, but that's just me. Um, let's see. So now I get into the office and log into YouTube and watch the show from here. She was looking for a job. They don't hire too much at 16. I completely understand. I completely understand. Um, even if it's just um, babysitting or house sitting or pet sitting or something like that, that might even be something. Depending on if she's got a good personality, she could definitely do that. But there's I think for some people, I think they get um, I don't ever believe that there is a slow time. I think they just get, you know, some people are getting, I don't know how to say this. I think there's a slow period, but I think you still have to list, and I think you have to work your business daily. Um, so yeah, completely. Robin says, my college age daughter worked 2 jobs and went to school full time, but she's had some medical issues and currently isn't working. I understand. And the 16-year-old babysits for cash. That's great. That is awesome. Um, and I completely understand the whole, being on your own, being the sole breadwinner of the family, and trying to make sure that everybody is taken care of. That's a lot of stress, and I've done it, um, and I completely understand. It might be something good. You maybe, and this is just a suggestion. If your daughter's at home, and if your college daughter, college age daughter, is at home, and your 16-year-old, you may want to see if maybe they can help you with your eBay. Um, just doing a simple thing is maybe, have one take pictures, or have one do the listing, um, and then basically you just put it into a draft form, and then you can go in and check it. I mean, that might be an option. That way you can still work your job, and maybe have some get some listings up. So my husband and I just had this talk this morning. I said, remember when we sold eBay, when we sold stuff on eBay? Yeah, that was cool. Now it's more like show and tell. Just put it on there to look at. But that's the thing. It's all okay. Flora Hidden Treasures. Margot. She says she's got a question. Sorry, I just seen this. I have an item not received case. The buyer has the wrong address listed on eBay and PayPal. I told her I would refund as soon as I got it back to me, but post office has lost it. Um, should I refund or escalate the claim and show tracking? Does your tracking, okay, the buyer has the wrong address. Hmm. I would almost do, it shows undeliverable. I think it'll make it back to you. But I do think that you have to see if you ship to the confirmed PayPal, you did your due diligence. Besides, the buyer will escalate it if you don't, most likely. Yeah, and um, that's the thing, is you got to show that you did it. It's been over a month. Um, wow, that's right. You're the responsibility for correct address is on the buyer. That's correct. Um, I would call eBay on that. Um, I try not to. I try to say, don't. Yeah, if the buyer claims a PayPal claim, the package shows undeliverable, or address will result in refund to the buyer. Hmm. I would call eBay on it, and get it escalated and let them know what's going on. And then, yeah, I'd actually, I would do a claim through USPS. I think that would be, I think that would be one way to do it also. Just have to see what happens. They've been calling me trying to find it for the past week. You know, um, Yeah, Robin says it will take her a while to get the package back to you. Post office attempts to deliver twice, then sends it back to you, but it can take a crazy roundabout route. I had one take 4 months to get back to me. Truthfully, what I would do is I would, number one, call eBay, and then I would also make a claim with USPS. Um, is it a high dollar item? If the PayPal address is also incorrect, PayPal will side with the seller here. I've been through that. Yeah, I would almost if it's a okay, no, it's cheap. Truthfully, once item has delivery attempt scans done and the clock is stopped on it, it's no longer a priority to return it to the sender. Truthfully, I would refund the customer, and this is just me. If it's a cheap item, now if it was $100 item, I'd say no. Um, and if it was sent first class, I don't believe. I think it's only priority mail that there's insurance on that. Um, but I would just refund her. That way, she's taken care of. She's made whole again, and you know, that's going to be okay with her. She's going to appreciate that. Um, but then I would also go into the USPS account or the website and make a claim for that. Um, so that's what I would do. At least you'll get refunded for the item um, if it was priority, if it was sent priority, and there's insurance on it. Um, and then sometimes you just have to take a loss, um, and then eventually it'll end up back in your hands, and you can resell it. And that's what in a roundabout way, that's what I would do. Jack Smack says we recently lost a case like this. Buyer had it shipped to a hotel that they were not at. eBay denied their claim. I hope I hope it was clear that what we said. But she is saying in this case it was sent to her address, but she has a wrong address on PayPal and eBay. eBay will actually tell you you are under no obligation to refund this until the item is received. Yeah, how you handle it is up to you. I don't know. I would say if it's under $10, me personally, I would just refund it. That's what I would do. But if it's 30, $35, you know, that would be. I'd probably hold off and wait till it gets to me, and then I would call eBay first and see what they recommend, and then go from there. Uh, that's just my thought. Um, well, but luckily, I haven't had many issues with returns or having any issues with USPS. Thankfully, everything's been pretty well. Knock on wood. But that doesn't mean that it is not going to happen in the future by any means. So, well, y'all, I think it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to get some work done. And let's see. Godsmack says ultimately the only thing you should be at risk losing is the postage paid, assuming you get the item back. You can always resell it if a refund is forced. Robin says, how's everyone doing with the 10-20 challenge? I suck. I'm just telling you right now. I'm going to do better today. I'm planning on getting my 20 in today. Um, Tim says, why is it PayPal gives better tracking info than eBay? I don't know why that is. I mean, tracking is tracking, right? I mean, if you are you talking like tracking number? I don't know. You're welcome, Tracy. I hope that everybody has a great day and gets lots of sales and lots of cha-chings and get your stuff done and if it's hot there, stay inside. If it's not too bad, get outside and enjoy some sun and some some of that vitamin D. That's always a good thing. Um, Stop and look at the flowers. Anyway, y'all have, let's see, Robin says, laugh out loud, I suck too, but I have some drafts done from this early morning that I'll finish up and list them. I know. I have two totes of unlisted items that I thought were listed. So I've got to get those up and running and so hopefully I'm planning on getting that done today. I'm not going anywhere today. So all right, y'all. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Adios. Hasta luego. Peace.